home of Broomwade. Founded in 1898, it's the largest factory in the British Empire, specializing solely in air compressors and pneumatic tools. In these glimpses of this modern factory, the foundry is the natural starting place, where air compressor castings are made. The molding box is being filled on a pneumatic jolt ram machine, which consolidates the sand. Finally, a compressed air-operated rammer is used. This does the work in 1/10 of the time needed for hand ramming. In fact, compressed air almost entirely eliminates heavy hand work. With pneumatic spraying, the blacking penetrates further into the skin of the material before the molder smooths and finishes the surface. The foundry is unusually light and airy, which means good conditions for the men and good workmanship for the castings. The operations are obvious, but we should mention that this foundry can handle castings weighing up to 10 tons. On outside work, Broomwade plants are found everywhere. A crane being erected not far from Tower Bridge, which you'll see in the background, is riveted with our pneumatic tools. On the Great West Road from London, other portable plants are making short work of cutting 12 inches of concrete. A landmark known over the whole empire, Hyde Park Corner, as familiar as the Broomwade plants. Going into the country, we find at Stanton Granite Quarry a 3.5-inch drifter drill. It's the most powerful machine of its type, capable of putting in 20-foot holes in granite. Huge masses of rock face can be blasted with the aid of this deep hole drilling. Incidentally, the operator is a champion of Leicestershire drilling trials. Operating the flushing valve clears the hole so that the steel can be withdrawn easily. At Wessex Lime Works, Broomwade Type 600 rock drills are used. In limestone, which is of course softer than the granite, the drill soon gets down, and the operator has frequently to clear the hole. compressors which supply air to the quarry are slow-speed vertical machines, famous for their years of trouble-free service. For breaking up boulders, a Broomwade Type 200 drill is used. The pop hole will take a small charge of explosive.
In the competitive world of kitchen furniture, use the same tools. Being woodworkers, they are biased towards the low fire risk of air power, apart from its production advantages. Their modern range of furniture is made on the modern type of jig. At the end of a batch of one part, tools are easily reset for the next part. Air tools register each part in the jig. Air tools clamp the part, and air tools drill the part. In a different area of the furniture trade, Parker Knoll also have a world reputation to maintain. For its robust character, as well as its reliability, they settled for air power long ago, and have always used it everywhere. They clamp the parts to the sawing and shaping jigs by air. They drill and countersink on air jigs. The staples for the springs are fitted on air jigs. They glue and dowel on air machines. They cramp the parts in air cramps. Air drives the tack hammers. The upholstery is stitched onto the frames by air stapling hammers. There's no limit to the applications. Take blowing balloons, for instance, and you solve the problem of how to print them. Polythene film for packaging is held up and dried off whilst setting by low-pressure air. A baker improved his productivity by air glazing. He got a better glazed finish and used less glazing to do it. Air tools can do it all, in fact. Blowing, hammering, grinding, polishing, cutting, shearing, sawing wood and sawing metal, drilling by hand and automatically, screw driving, nut running, riveting large, riveting small. And the advantages? Air tools are quite unharmed by stalling. There are no fuses to blow. Small leaks do not mean a shutdown. Air tools have few and simple parts. Do not need specialist trades for maintenance or repair. Indeed, air power can achieve unique results. It is as flexible as electricity, but shockproof and fireproof. It has the torque of steam, but is cool, safe, and dry. But for ruggedness, simplicity, and above all, reliability, air power is alone.
In future times, this century will without doubt be known as the age of compressed air. Without it, industry could not have achieved the phenomenal progress it has made this century. Typical of this development, Broom and Wade, pioneers of mobile air power, now present their oil-flooded rotary two-stage portable compressor to bring more mobility, more air at lower cost, right to the site. This revolutionary machine, backed by years of experience, is produced from the finest quality materials with exacting precision and craftsmanship, and it has a range of outputs from 120 to 630 cubic feet of air per minute. Broom and Wade are of course famous for the production of an extremely wide range of compressed air equipment, made under ideal conditions in their large factories and foundries at High Wycombe in Buckinghamshire, England. Let's show you the wealth of planning and organization which goes into the production of this efficient and popular unit. But first things first, let's tell you the story right from the beginning and visit the foundry. Starting off from accurately made pattern, the complex molds are fashioned for the stator bodies by a series of automatic processes. The casting must be one which will stand the test of time and hard work, so knowledge and experience alone can ensure that the thousands of sound castings called for by an expanding program will be produced to schedule. And here's a finished mold, a picture of perfection in an exacting technique. From it will be produced a stator body. The cores of tightly rammed and yet highly permeable sand are accurately placed in the mold. Here go the cores which will produce the cylinders in which the rotors will revolve. Finally, the remaining cores are placed in position and the finished mold will be transported for pouring. That for the operation of rock drills, concrete breakers, drills and other percussive tools, there is only one satisfactory medium, compressed air, and air supplied at an economic figure. The Broomwade Whirlwind Uniflow compressor fulfills this condition: more air at less cost, easy maintenance, and reliable operation with an all-over reduction in weight and associated costs. Universally recognized as leaders in the field of compressed air engineering, Broom and Wade offer with confidence their newest feature, air power by whirlwind. Finished machines of all types leave the works in a continuous flow destined for the far parts of the world. Everywhere you'll find a Broom and Wade agent technically trained and willing to advise you on how to extract the best from your plant through your servant and ours, compressed air.
For centuries, man has been harvesting, in their seasons, the fruits of the earth, the fishes of the sea, and the power in the air. The wonderful formations of clouds bring moisture to create vegetation for beauty and food, moving over the face of the earth at the dictates of highs and lows. The winds operate mills for the irrigation of land and the grinding of grain, driving little boats and greater ships with heavy cargoes, which man has learnt to sail with the help of ever-changing air pressures. But in their free and natural form, these things are but a casual harvesting of the power of the air. It's the element of compression which has proved the key to real air power. It's a bottle of compressed air which gives this young lady life underwater for sport or serious studies of the seabed. The hand-operated bicycle pump is the simplest form of air compressor. And it's the first line in our story of compressed air for every sphere of human effort, channeled to a waiting world by Broomwade of High Wycombe, England. From this 13-acre factory now in winter setting flows an ever-growing stream of compressed air equipment to all parts of the world. Here, in the shop known as M Block, traditional single-stage compressors of medium size are machined and assembled. These compressors have been for years the bread and butter of the air power world, providing a truly magnificent service to industry at large. Aircol Furniture Limited produce a range of contemporary furniture based upon simple English traditional designs. Their creed is to impose improved quality by the use of modern production methods, in this case compressed air, to spray in quality along with high-grade sealers in preparation for hand-finishing processes. By employing new methods of mechanization, many of which are of their own design, Aircol craftsmen are able to improve quality and finish without adding to cost, and the flexibility of modern pneumatic tools is assisting production methods to the full. The extensive compressed air plant was supplied by Broomwade. Here is a splendid example of a natural colour solid elm tabletop, polished and finished with wax, which owes much to the engineering brilliance of the design and production team, assisted by Broomwade's compressed air. Moving on to the world of transport, here at Wycombe in South Wales, 3 Broomwade twin-cylinder compressors supply air for one of the largest and most modern marshalling yards in Europe. Wagons are pushed onto a hump, from which they run by gravity into the sorting sidings, at a speed that will bring them to rest without shock at the buffers of wagons already in the siding. This speed is adjusted by air-operated retarders. Radar measures the approach speed of the truck, and this, with other data, is processed by analog computer and used to actuate the retarder control servo mechanisms so as to maintain the required pressure in the air cylinders and so adjust the speed of the passing wagon. The control tower commands views of the whole marshalling area, and it is the nerve centre of this complex layout. Control panel offering a schematic representation of the whole system. The use of instant communications, advanced electronic techniques including analog computers and radar, and with compressed air, another willing servant, a great pace forward is marked in the history of British railways. The railways provide a key factor in the distribution of food from the world and of milk from the cowsheds, so that she can drink a pint of milk a day. Behind this pristine pint lies another chapter in the story of compressed air. This time it's serving the dairy industry at Express Dairies Ruislip to the north of London, the most highly mechanized processing and bottling dairy in the world. Compressed air operates these decrating machines, and around-the-clock service is provided by a pair of 40 horsepower D23s, a standard Broomwade product. Emerging from the washing plant, spotless and bright, the bottles are conveyed to the filling machines. At the rate of 48,000 an hour, pasteurized milk is bottled into imperial pints, half pints and 1/3 pints for school children. After recrating and restillaging, they travel by fork trucks to waiting delivery lorries. Compressed air has played many parts here in getting fresh farm milk out to the people. And getting beer into the people is the main project of Messrs. Watney, Coombe, Reed and Company Limited, who use compressed air to do many jobs at their Edmonton bottling depot. The use of compressed air in bottling installations is well known. There is no better way of actuating and controlling the plant. With uncanny precision, each bottle is taken to the filling station and an accurately metered quantity of beer run in. This high rate of speed is normal, and the thirst of London, being what it is happily satisfied winter and summer. In cold storage, oil-free compressed air is used for blowing tanks, moving the beer as required from tank to tank, and then delivering it to the filling machines at the correct low temperature. After leaving the filling station, the bottles move on to the crowning machine, again using compressed air, where they're crowned at the rate of 4 a second, 16 hours a day. Across the depot in the labelling section, an operator at a control console regulates the flow and speed of labelling for the various batches of bottles, routing them to the correct banks of machines as they leave the crowning station and are conveyed onwards. Steadily, rank after rank of bottles, in this case Guinness, are presented to the automatic labelling head and then passed on for distribution by the thousand. Steadily, night and day, the TS Broomwade oil-free compressors run quietly on, the brewer's friend. There can be no doubt that the operation of rock drills, concrete breakers, and a wide range of percussive and other drills has only one satisfactory medium, and that is compressed air. The air must be supplied at an economical figure to fit the competitive schedules of contractors' economics. The Broomwade Uniflow compressor fulfills this condition: more air and less cost, easy maintenance and reliable operation with an all-over reduction in weight and running costs. In this shot, whirlwind rotary compressors are working on a civil engineering project north of London. On the other side of the site, a piling project is being served by a powerful compressed air pile drawer. Here a combination of vibration and brute strength plucks the steel pile from the tenacious grip of the stream bed. Speed is the essence of the job, so the reliable Broomwade whirlwind Uniflow compressors and Broomwade breakers come into their own. Wherever the work is tough, you'll find them doing the job well. Whirlwind compressors are a great success and are to be found throughout the world, supplying power to the arm of the civil engineer, the road builder, or, as here in Beirut, a contractor who has part of the modernization of this ancient city in his charge. This modern apartment house is typical of the changing face of Beirut, and alongside it a very large modern hotel is scheduled. As blasting is not permitted, the crew are operating 12 rock drills, which drill approximately 3 feet deep, allowing a splitting technique to be used to break away sections of the stone. A Broomwade WR600 compressor on a higher level is powering the drills, and with its powerful aid, the footings for the new hotel are rapidly hewn from that rock. The High Wycombe factory, compressors and equipments emerge every few minutes, bound for every part of the world throughout the day, the week, the month, the year, to serve a worldwide chain of representation. From the windmills of master millwright John Broom at the start of the 19th century, to the adventurous launching of the company by Harry S. Broom at the century's turn, this great company has come to terms with compressed air for the service of the world by never underrating it. Broomwade gathers the harvest of the air